Let's go! Congratulations! Woo! Did it! Woo! Yay! Okay.
Hey everyone, you're listening to me, Io, aka Keiden and the Night Sky Podcast. Make sure to hit the like button to help get my boys more listeners, subscribe to help grow the show, and hit the notification bell so you know when a new episode lands. Alright, enjoy the episode.
On my work computer.
I thought he was talking on a laptop.
He is.
Yeah, laptop, yeah, I am. I'm talking on a laptop.
We are live, by the way.
Okay.
So you know. Yeah, just so you know.
So here we go. Iotunde part 2, part 3, how many times you been on here, Brett?
I think this is his
I
third
think this
appearance.
is my third time.
Hey. And we got Devon too. Devon, say hello to the people.
She's in the kitchen right now, but she'll say hello in a
Of
second.
course she's in the kitchen. Ah, I see what you did there, brother.
Getting her own food.
He's like, all right, we live, hurry up, get the kitchen. All right, so,
That's crazy.
episode 29.
Join us.
We got Io and we got his beautiful wife, Devon, joining us. We're again post-wedding, and we're gonna have a little bit of discussion about what it's like to be married, and apparently Jinsei had something that he wanted to say or do or so. I don't really have any of the details. He didn't tell me, but we gonna see what happens.
We got some shit, you know. It's like there's just certain questions I can present to him that most people can't. That like it's gonna get real emotion, like real, like close to the chest, in the heart answers from this man. You feel me? Like not everybody can do that, but I've known this nigga for 20 years. Been friends for 20 years.
Ever since he was a
Hey.
little fat kid on the court, huh?
Little fat kid on the court. You feel me? Then I grew up to be this big ass gorgeous black man. You feel me? Like that's just. I'm a caterpillar, dog. Caterpillar, butterfly.
The glow up. He had the glow up.
I did. This nigga just glows whenever you put lotion on him, on the other hand. But that's Iotunde, you feel me? Anyway, so I attended this wedding. I just want to know how Devon know me and you used to go grocery shopping, nigga.
What?
Yeah, in her little speech, her little vows to you. She was like, whoever knew, who could know that grocery shopping with your best friend could be so much fun? Like, how she know we went grocery shopping before? You told her about us?
She wasn't talking about you. She was talking about me and her.
She was like, I don't know. I was over there like, damn, I didn't know
He was
she
over
knew
there
about
making
that.
everything about you. Is that what you're about to say?
Hey, I was over there like, damn, I didn't know she knew about that shit. I thought me and Io kept that between us. That was a real late night in Riverside. You feel me?
It sounds like a story that I haven't heard before.
We just went grocery shopping for his house. You feel me? He bought 6 gallons of fucking Hawaiian Punch fruit red juice.
God
Like,
damn.
like the whole shelf. You feel me? Took a sip in the store. Was like, oh yeah, it's pure. I was like, this thing tested like he's testing cocaine in the store and shit. I was just there for company, but it was fun though. You feel me? We got up in there, we got out.
Iotunde approved.
Yeah, that nigga, he bought a pack of cookies and he looked at me deep into my soul and he was like, now these ain't Costco cookies, but these cool too. I was like, okay.
Yep, that's facts. Those are facts.
Yeah. I was like, yeah. He was like, you ever had Costco cookies? And when I said no, bruh, this nigga eyes got so big. He might have grew 2 inches. His eyes got that big, bruh. I'm saying.
God damn.
Them Costco cookies, they hit, man. They hit.
No,
Go ahead,
no.
man.
She said that in her little her speech as well about how he could just knock down a whole entire case of cookies, and she didn't know it was possible humanly. That was like, yeah, she talking about that nigga with some Costco cookies for sure. You
She
feel me?
mentioned Costco cookies in her vows.
She didn't mention the Costco part, but she mentioned him taking down a box of cookies. Like,
Damn.
Yeah, well, because I haven't taken down a box of Costco cookies in front of her because Number one, I don't got a Costco membership, so I don't go to Costco. I live by myself. But I still do buy some cookies from Food Max, and I do take down a jar myself. So
You don't want to horrify her?
Nah, you don't want to show her the real him. Not yet.
The savagery.
You gotta wait till week 3 of your marriage for that shit, not week 1. Nah.
It's no problem. I don't mind scarfing down, a jar full of cookies or whatever. She see me do it. Like, it's no problem.
This is the only nigga I know who still eats cookies out of a jar, Kaho.
Goddamn.
You got a cookie
just
jar
put them in a jar. That's all. We just put them in a jar.
That's
to make
crazy.
I woke up in the middle of the night, right? And I was going to the refrigerator to get myself a bottle of water. And I saw Ayo. He was in the living room in a grass skirt and a wooden mask, eating cookies. He looked back at me. He went.
That would be me. I would have no shame.
Go back to sleep.
You have no place here right now.
We're deep in the jungles of
What
Nigeria.
else, Brandon? What else would you say you're gonna hit my soul with?
Oh, I just want to hit. First of all, nigga, hit your soul. That sounds like I'm getting in deep. Stop it. That's.
You married now. You can't really talk like that anymore.
Can't do that. Hey, bro, I was definitely at the wedding, like about to like really just comment hella. Like that's the only regret. Like we couldn't have more of the homies there. Like I said in the chat earlier, it's like because I definitely was like when you sealed your vows and everything. I wanted to just be like out loud, like, damn, guess we can't kiss and hug no more. But your family was there, her family was there. Just couldn't do it in front of all them, right?
That would have been so foul.
Bruh, that would have been fucking great.
No,
just like the clip when I called you out for crying, like that's some nigga shit. Oh, this nigga crying? Like for real.
It was you and my brother. Y'all both called me out.
I didn't hear your brother. I just heard I heard him laugh, but yeah.
I heard my brother was like, "Oh, he crying now. Oh, you got him crying."
Oh, he crying?
Something like that.
Yeah. But just to hit your soul, just to jump off that initial topic, how you feel about them Lakers losing last night?
Really? That's what you're gonna do?
I know you was looking forward to the Lakers winning. You said this man didn't want to record like as soon as I got off work yesterday because he said I gotta watch this game attentively.
Yes,
So
it's a big game.
It's a big game. So Kaho, I'm watching the scores in fantasy. I won last night. Shout out to my bosses that are all up in this group, this fantasy league that fucking lost to me. I let them know today.
Again.
I took the store manager's badge and was like, I'm the store manager now. You feel me? Like that's how I got there. But yeah, I paid attention to the scores and then I looked and I was like, oh, LA's losing by 6. Oh, the game's over. Damn.
Nigga, did you think you watching was gonna make them win or give them a better edge?
No. I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those people.
Yeah, I know you are.
I just wanted to pay attention because it's a big game. It's my team. I want to see them hopefully win or unfortunately lose. But I want to be attentive during big games that my team plays. But I don't think that I personally make a difference. Like,
Yeah.
Bruh, I've never been in the building and seen a loss. I've never lost in the building. Stop
See,
it.
and this is why you a fucking shaman.
I've never been in the building. And
My aura. If Steven was here, he'd be talking about your fucking aura right now. His aura gave them the winning. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, and we've seen some great shit in person in the stadium. We've seen Giannis do like his second year, like some crazy fucking dunk. We've seen Kobe do that catch off the backboard windmill 360 shit. I remember that because your ass got up and you looked at me and you looked at everybody in the stadium like, yeah, nigga, it's on now. Y'all still lost. So,
we still lost.
Yeah. So y'all, I'm just saying we've never been there and my team has lost. We'll test it.
You see Kobe do that shit? I taught him that. In 2K. I taught him that shit. He ain't come preloaded with that dunk. Like I put that on him.
We was going to the games, and the Warriors were good. They were on the rise, and the Lakers were not on the rise. So, valid. I get it. But yeah, come on. You can't honestly believe that you actually affect the game. Of course, I mean, you like to believe that just because you're right. Your track record shows that, but we all know that's your chance.
So as we were having a very great conversation about the vaccine at this nigga's wet.
That's right.
Oh shit.
And I want to say one of his brothers is like, I need more data before I can fully commit. I'm providing you with the data, so I'm committing to this idea because you can't prove me wrong.
Yeah, I think it's like a less than 0.1% of like reactions that end up like as being severe. There are 0 deaths from having the vaccine so far, and that's from any of the 3 large companies that the U.S. allows. So, like, it makes me wonder, like, how much more data do you need on this shit?
No, we talking. But I'm talking about the basketball shit. That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, you said vaccine, nigga.
I know, yeah, but I'm correlating it. Like, I have the data that provides that when I'm in the gym, and this is 6 years of data.
Oh, we still talking about shooty hoops. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, shooty hoop. Yeah, this is 6 years of data. Like, we've been going to games for like 6 years, right, Io?
We missed last year. We missed the year before, but it was about at least straight, like 4 or 5 straight years.
Yeah.
We might have skipped a year and went another year. So yeah.
All right, on the before you continue on the topic of shooty hoops, Io, where the hell did you get that video? Where did you get that video?
It was on my IG. I just found it on.
Hey, you can't incriminate himself, nigga. Look, he married now.
This you're right. This video that I'm playing right now, just for everybody to see, so you know what I'm talking about.
You gonna put it in the video?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the video. He posted this in Discord and said, "This is the only way we get Kaho to watch shooty hoops." I'm like, he ain't wrong though.
I feel like I can
the reaction
to watch some basketball. You know what you need? You know what you need? You need a player that you can be like, hey, this man looks like me.
Me?
Yeah, that's what you need.
I don't need
I
that
don't
shit.
even think it necessarily has to be looking like him. It's just a player that he could identify with somehow.
That's what I mean without saying identify.
Wait, you trying to say
like
when you say this, you're like, this is what would get you into basketball?
Yeah, you like anybody that you can see and you be like, you know what, I can do that same shit. I might not be as prolific as he do it, but I feel like I can do that. When I see him, I see me out there fucking these niggas up.
All right, let me tell you, you don't know about this because I don't really watch sports and I don't really talk about sports all that much, but it actually does not take very much to get me into any kind of sport, really. And I'm talking about like even shit that I like outwardly like make fun of, like hockey. Like I mean I understand where the mentality comes from. I understand the hype behind it. I understand how people get caught up in that wave and like, this is my team, sports, go sports. You know, like I get all of that. I understand it. The only reason why I'm not personally invested in it is because I'm not around people who are personally invested in it. And you can say I'm around Jinsei, but nigga, how often do we really talk? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe back in the day when we were like online all the time, like was talking
the good old days.
Yeah, like every day we was communicating with each other. Y'all niggas didn't really talk about basketball back then. If you had, I probably would have picked it up as a thing that I follow. Like, to be honest, I wasn't even really into anime that much until you niggas started coming around and we was playing games together, and it was just like, all right, now I'm watching anime pretty much every week. It would be the same thing with basketball. Like, it's not like a follow what everyone else is doing type of thing. It's just right now, I don't have any mutual interest around me. That's just how I am.
I'm gonna come out there, and this time I'm gonna really get you. I'm not even talking about fucking watching this shit because I've taken breaks. I watched when Michael played. I stopped when he retired. I picked it back up for the Lakers dynasty. I stopped when they got beaten 0-4. I watched 2 final series with the Spurs because that was just like, at the time, that was like how you played basketball. That was fundamentals is right. You know what I mean? Like, it's slow as fuck and it's boring, but at the same time, it's like the dedication to the craft itself is
That's
what made
efficient.
me, is what made me like watch the shit. Then when they drafted my boy Steph Curry, that's when like I'm balls deep invested. Like I know stats, I know this, that, and the third. Like so,
Steph Curry was the guy that you identified with.
Yes, that nigga's light skinned. Look at them.
It wasn't just Steph Curry. It was Steph Curry and Monte Ellis at the time, right? When they both got
But if you always remember it, I always put everything on Steph. Monte would do his thing, no matter how inefficient it may have been. But it's always like the Otis is always on Steph. Like he is the one that's going to take us to the promised land. I was prophetic in that sense.
All right, what if Steph Curry like got braids and was like, "Fuck ball people"?
He did get braids, and he did say "fuck ball people" because it was like a statement. Because he's like, "I just want to show y'all I can grow this hair, right?" And I thought about getting the enhancement.
Wow, this boy.
So you can't like the only thing that'll truly hurt me is that this nigga like was like, hey, I'm out this bitch and I'm just gonna go play for whoever the fuck. And even then, it'd be like some undercover love type shit. Like I couldn't outwardly be like Steph Curry the god, but I'm gonna be like, when that nigga when he ain't around, I'm gonna be like, yeah, that's my nigga right there.
Nobody's listening.
But when he come back around, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I don't fuck with that guy. We'll be quiet.
All right, what if say you went to a game, right? Steph Curry's playing, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna pick a random ass person to come on the court. He's like, you come down here, and you like, starstruck and shit. Ice sparkling. You go down, he gives you the ball. And he's like, go ahead, hit a jumper, you shoot, bam, miss. And he's like, man, get your bitch ass off my motherfucking court.
That's my fault. I should have missed. My bad, Sam. I'm sorry. That's my fault. That's my fault. I shouldn't have missed. I'm sorry. When the God hands you the ball, you're supposed to put this shit up in the hole. You know what's up. My bad.
But like the fact that he didn't be like, oh, it's okay, man. It's all good. Like you get another shot. But the fact that
fuck that. That's my fault, Steph. I'm a bitch. Fuck it. I'm a bitch. You can't, brother can't do no wrong to me, bro. Like for real, he can't do no wrong.
That's true. To Brandon, like Steph is the closest thing to him to an angel on earth, basically.
There's like layers to this shit when it comes to him, like him and my team in its entirety that we can get into off the air and maybe on the air at a later time. But off the air, like there's some shit where it's like high investment into my team for like that first playoff run. It was one of those things where it's like,
there's
we'll talk about it.
There's layers to it a little bit too, right? Because I feel like, because even with me as a kid, like everybody becomes almost a sports fan through liking a player, right? Like for me, even becoming a Laker, like the reason why I'm not a Warriors fan, even though I was born and raised out here in the Bay, is because I took an affinity when I was very, very young to Shaquille O'Neal through NBA Jam, right? So like I like Shaquille O'Neal through NBA Jam, even when he was on the Magic. So, and that's why I used to play with him on NBA Jam. And then he moved to the Lakers, and I followed him to the Lakers. And that just so happened to also be the same year that Kobe got drafted to the team, or I think it was the year after. So then, and the Lakers were good, right? And I started playing them in video games too because Shaq was on the team, right? And then Kobe came up, and then Kobe became one of my favorite players. And it's one of those things, like Brandon said, like I looked at Kobe like, man, I want to be able to do all the stuff that he could do. Even though I couldn't do half of it, but you wanted to identify with, the swag that he had, the confidence, like you want to identify with all that, right? And Shaq was funny, Shaq was, dominant. So I followed him. So then you keep going, Shaq leaves, right? And Kobe still stays on the team. I didn't follow Shaq to become, by then I was Brandon, I was balls deep into being a Laker fan by then. It was too late. It is what it is. Shaq will leave. Shaq was still the homie. He went to Miami, but I was still obviously cheering for.
And you was lightweight a Miami fan too. You still are.
I still are. Yeah, they're still one of my favorite teams in the East. It's true. Like I still like, and Dwayne Wade was one of my favorites. Was one of my favorite players. So like, but it didn't stop me from becoming like a straight up full blown Laker fan. So that was never going to leave. That was never. That's all ingrained in me now, no matter who comes in and out. And I would feel like it'd be the same with Brandon. Like if Steph Curry decided he's gonna retire a Charlotte Hornet, like go home, like I'm gonna retire in Charlotte, I don't think he would stop being a Warrior fan. He would just be like, that's my homie Steph, but I'm still a Warrior fan through and through.
Yes, I'm. Hey, and if he wants to go home and go to Charlotte, I'm still gonna slurp this nigga up whenever he want me to. Like that I can't be mad at. You go play for goofy. I don't know. I fuck with Steph on Philly. He can't go to like Boston, or he can't go to. If you went to the Lakers to play with LeBron as they started to end their careers, fine. I'm not worried about that.
Okay, I bet a lot of Warrior fans actually would be mad about that, but okay, you're a reasonable one.
I guess I'm kind of like I can kind of relate to that sentiment that you said that you mentioned, Io. In that when I was a kid, my cousin James had a Tecmo Bowl for a Nintendo. It was as old as fuck at the time, I understand, but I was a little kid, and the player that I identified with was Derek Thomas. It was NFL shit. And as I got older, like I get like I mean I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, so I already had a slight affinity for the Chiefs. My dad always had Chiefs shit, but Derek Thomas on the Chiefs. I was like, all right, so I guess this is my team. This is my this is my favorite player and all that shit. So like every now and then I would catch myself like watching a Chiefs game. Like, let's watch what Thomas does.
Right. I mean, that's just what it is. Yeah. Is Devon around now? Is she like? Can she answer some shit?
Oh, she is, but she is and she isn't. Like she's not close.
I want to hear how she became like the number 2 Steph Curry, like the second tier Steph Curry fan. Like, because obviously there's like me, and then there's like way down there. There's like where she's at. You know what I mean?
I will say this. I will speak for her for now until she can speak for herself. Before Steph Curry got on the team, she was about the We Believe team, right? So, like, she tell me stories how she had like Monte Ellis and Matt Barnes all in her, middle school, high school binder. She was a fan of Al Harrington and Steven Jackson. She was all about that, right? But when they were, Baron Davis, all that, she was all about that back in 2007. And I think that just carried over. And her, like, I can testify to this, like, her dad is a big Warriors fan too, so she was surrounded by it. Her dad, like, watches all the games. He cusses up the TV when he watches the games, stuff like that. So, like, she was surrounded by it, so that's kind of how, you could say, yeah, second tier, but, like, since she was built around it, like, most of her life.
Because, listen, you're not listening. You explained a lot of shit. That's a lot of jargon for nothing that I said. Like, I didn't question her being a Warrior fan. I said Steph Curry fan. Like, I never questioned her being a Warrior fan. That's cool. We can connect on that any day. But when she wants to tell me about how she loves Steph Curry more than me, no.
Let me see if I can get her over here to defend herself. Give me a second.
She gotta defend herself. You ain't got no voice. You just subject.
That'd be wild if she came on and just like start spitting facts and fucking stats and shit at you, and you're just like, oh damn, I didn't even know all that.
Hey, because then I really embrace her as my sister. Like this is how she earns me.
All right, she's here. Go ahead and ask your question.
What's up, second tier Steph Curry fan? What was my question? Because I just insulted her. Like I don't like how does she?
It was
how does she
based
feel?
around the whole.
How does she feel being a second tier Steph Curry fan?
What is it like? Something like that.
Yeah, what's it like to be a second tier Steph Curry fan?
He's asking.
I don't get the question.
Like, how do you feel knowing that Jinsei is that much more superior to you in the idea that he is a Steph Curry fan? You're like second rung here. Angry, upset.
She's dropping down to third tier. She was like,
damn.
She about to call him like Stephen Curry.
Okay. Oh, how about this? How about I phrase it better? How did you become a Steph Curry fan? Period.
I'm a Steph Curry fan, but I'm a Warrior fan first. Like that's my team. Anyone who plays with.
We call that fair weather, man. Come on, fair weather fan.
No. When you're more loyal to the team, to the player, that is not. I mean, come on, that's not.
In the terms of Steph Curry, yes, it is. We're talking about Steph Curry. We're talking about franchise players. We're not talking about motherfucker at the end of the bench. We're talking about your franchise. Like Kobe turned your franchise around from 2008 to 2012. Io,
when they won the 2 championships without Shaq.
Right, like just being able to carry the franchise by himself. That's what I'm saying. Like those are the years that solidified Kobe and got him a statue, in my opinion. If somebody came up to you and was like, "Yeah, I like Kobe because he was on the Lakers."
Okay, I see what you're talking about. I get it, because you like, if you was a real Laker fan, you would appreciate more what Kobe has done for the franchise. Like,
yeah.
Oh,
okay. Like,
so
can I sit here and be like, if we don't win those championships, I sit here and be like, you can ask me how many championships you got. It was like, oh, we got 3. It's like, and you'd be like, motherfucker, that was all the way in 1975. You weren't even born yet. You can't claim that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
You sat there and you witnessed the change. You witnessed the comeuppance. And you telling me that I get it, that you're a Warrior fan above all. But you got to suck Steph Curry's toes. I'm just saying. Like, this is a fact.
She's not deep enough as a Steph Curry fan to appreciate what Steph Curry has done because she favors the team more than she does Steph.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed in you, Devon.
Kind of ruins the point of this question, then, don't it?
Anyway, exactly, it does. But whatever, we're gonna talk about Devon. Now that you're here,
wait. She said I think she wanted to explain herself. No, you want to explain yourself. You said that's not necessarily true. You want to say something.
Yeah, hey, feel free to correct me.
Hey, you can fire back at this fool.
Yeah. Treat this nigga like he a roach if you got to. Step on him, figuratively.
Why I gotta be a roach, Kaho?
I don't know, nigga. You tell me.
She said she good. She don't want to explain herself.
All right, let's switch it.
I didn't want to explain myself.
Let's switch it up. I want you to walk the people through, Devon, your wedding. I want you to walk them through for you. We got Io side. We're gonna get Io side. We're not getting it today, we get it tomorrow or the next day or whatever. But your side. This is your time to speak to the people.
San Francisco, Stuff Botanical Garden, beautiful garden, very small, intimate ceremony.
Move the mic a little bit closer to her. I'm not really picking her up.
Oh, sorry.
Me, the wedding was perfect. Like, even if there wasn't COVID, I'd have it exactly the same way. Like, literally, very intimate, very small, very simple. Big, got in. The officiant, she did most of the talking, did her vows. And then after,
you threw your eyelashes on the ground.
Yeah, my eyelashes fell off. Through the ceremony.
Her mom picked him up in the middle of the ceremony.
For sure, got that on camera.
That's it's gonna be right here.
Because that's moms. You can't put moms up on the internet.
I can blur her face out.
Cool. Oh, okay. This nigga edits. And so explain the dynamic of your 4, or was it 3, however many friends you had there. Like line these people up and explain your dynamic for all these people.
The girls, Lawn, I met her middle school. I think it was 7th grade science class.
Which one is that? The loud one?
Oh, that was the bigger one. The bigger.
Oh, the quiet one?
Yeah, she's really shy.
Yeah. I want to say in the first set of pictures that she took with you, I don't know if she was crying because of the wedding or if she was crying because y'all made her go take a picture. I couldn't tell, but I know her anxiety was going through the roof. Like, absolutely.
Yeah, she's really shy. She's really like awkward around new people. But then once you to know her, she's the sweetest like human being ever. It's like the mom of the group. She's always like to feed you or take care of you. And, she's great. That was Lon. And then the loud one, that's Jenny. You just got a glimpse of her. She's crazy.
From the block.
She met. Yeah,
Bruh. I thought she was. I had to ask Io. I pulled Io on the side and I was like, "Bruh, hey, has she been drinking?"
She ain't got a gun, dude.
And I was like, "Yeah, she been drinking, but I don't think she's drunk. She's just loud." Like,
yeah, that's how she is.
Bruh, like, cause she came up to my face and she said something to me, and I was like, "Damn, I was like, I don't even know you like that, man, but I guess we friends." So like,
wait, what'd she say?
But I forget. It was just something that she was just like, I don't know. She was looking at me and she was smiling. She said something and I was like, I don't even remember because I was like, I don't even know you like that. Like, to be honest, it is what it is. Now we at the wedding. I ain't gonna, it is what it is.
It's like drop them draws. Like, what the fuck she have to say to you to get that type of response?
It was just something that was like, in that moment, in that situation, it was, I don't want to say out of pocket. It was out of nowhere. Let's just say it was out of nowhere. It wasn't out of pocket. It was just like, I guess because inherently I'm shy, so I just wouldn't just be so forward in speaking to them. You know what I mean? Like we interacted a little bit, but it was like in passing. Like, hey, did y'all hear this motherfucker Io say his vow, or what's her name say, do you what is it when she's like, do you plan to honor and obey this woman, right? This motherfucker Io in the middle of the shit goes, yeah.
I still don't remember that.
Yeah?
See, she don't even remember, so I don't even know that.
He was like, say, yeah.
You got video of that shit? You got video?
No, because the first time, because he went first. So this is the part where you're like, I do. This motherfucker was like, I don't want to say he was like, yeah, sure. But it was like, that's just how it sounded. He was like, yeah, why not? Like, of course.
Seems like a pretty good idea.
I was like, motherfucker, you're supposed to say, I do. Like, what's wrong with you? I do, Io. I do. Like, what's wrong with you?
I'm pretty sure I said, yes, I do, or yes, I will. Because some of them weren't I do. Some of them were like, will you do this? And I said, yes, I will, or yes, I do.
No, but it's like, will you do this? Do you promise to do this? And you're like, I do. That's how it was phrased. Now, this is what I'm giving to you. The lady who was swearing y'all in, she was going to, the lady who was swearing y'all in, because, it's like prison sentence.
Fishing, yeah,
but anyway, she was going fast as fuck. And I couldn't understand what you were saying. Like, she was like, her words were jumbled. Her words was jumbled as fuck. It was just like, all right, bet. I can't repeat what you just said, but hopefully he can.
I mean, when you're in, this is like, this is a phenomenon that you have all probably experienced, but when you're in the middle of something that's like meaningful and passionate and like full of emotion and shit, time seems to slow down for you. Like, people around you talking, it feels like they're talking slower. Like, you're more aware of what's being said around you. Your senses are more acute for that moment. So I can see how that's like, I didn't even know she was talking fast. I couldn't even tell.
And I know why she was talking fast, because it was cold as fuck out there. Divine, how cold were you?
Did you hear her? She kind of backed away from the mic. She said she's pretty cold.
Like, were you shivering? Like, for real?
That's cold. It's pretty cold.
Yeah, see, bro, it was cold as fuck, bro. We was over there by some little water, like a little pond, a little creek, or whatever the fuck. The wind blowing. It looked like it's gonna rain. I was low key kind of mad. I ain't gonna lie.
Were you nipping Jinsei?
Just because that was like the only day this whole month where the sun was not out. Literally right after that day, the next day, 72 degrees. Today is 83 degrees, and it's like, it was like, really, like out of all the days, or one day in May had to be the first day in May where it's cold and cloudy.
It's all good, because like I said, in 10 years we're gonna do this shit again. You feel me? Like, it'll be nice.
It could have been worse. It could have rained. If it rained, it would have been worse anyway. So.
Oh yeah, because if it would have rained, I would have stepped in a puddle, like, and splashed that shit on you, like, as a joke.
As a joke.
Because I was wearing white. You feel me? So, like, come on. Got me out here. Got me out here looking like, yeah.
Like, if I'm fucked,
like I'm
you're
in that
fucked.
Marion video. You feel me? Like, The fuck?
I thought you was gonna wear orange. Why are you wearing white?
So
he said baby blue at first.
yeah, so it was just got to the point to where I was like, bro, I bought like for dressing up at work, I bought like 6 different outfits, and I haven't touched them. And I was like, you know what? I'm just about to come out. And you feel me? Like, I look good though, bro. I'm waiting on the professional picture that they took. You feel me? Trying to see myself.
You still ain't got those?
They coming.
Not
They
yet.
said they're probably gonna arrive probably sometime this upcoming week.
Oh
They gonna send it to
yeah.
your email too?
They're gonna send it to the email. They actually gave us a preview of. She gave us a preview of a few of them already. Actually,
On the
I'll
topic
post one
of
the preview ones in the chat.
on the topic of these pictures, I need you to let me know, like pictures and videos and shit. If I'm gonna put anything in here, I need you to let me know who you do and who you do not want in these things. Because like I don't want to put somebody's great auntie up in the video. You know, if their great auntie don't like being video recorded and shit.
Okay, I think I can honestly speak for Io's side of the family. They took so many fucking pictures of everything that they don't mind being put on the internet. As a matter of fact, he can tell. Io's gonna go to them and be like, "Hey, look, I just recorded this podcast with Brandon. You feel me? And he got pictures and video of you guys up on there. And our views gonna shoot up like 75,000 because everybody in Nigeria gonna have to see that shit. I'm just saying."
Well, they sent the video and the pictures to everybody in Nigeria already. So
That's what I'm saying. So like, you put this shit up on hey, look at us. We're on YouTube. We're on YouTube. Like, you feel me? They gonna go crazy for that shit. Like, for real. This might be the most viewed video of all time for us, bruh. Most viewed.
Shit, I ain't mad at it.
I ain't mad at it neither. I got offered a couple wives and shit, like 6 or 7 or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Little story, Kaho. So one of my uncles, right? One of my uncles was here. One of the uncles that Brandon actually knows, and he met when we were in high school. We were walking back to the car after the ceremony, about to go back to my place for the little reception thing, and then like he looks at Brandon and he goes, "You're next, right? Like you next for the wedding, you know." And then Brandon's like, "I don't know about that." And then I look and I'm like, "You can set him up. You can set him up with a couple, Set him up with some Nigerian wives." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I got 3 lined up for you right now if you want them, And he was like, "How you want it? You want them all at the same time? You want one every month? one for one each."
We settled on. Each uncle has 6 for me, so we settled for one a year for the next 12 years. So yeah, I got 12 wives, nigga.
I want
All
12
of a sudden.
beautiful children.
Yeah. You seen that one video where they was counting Io's kids already? Like, we want 4 babies. Like, God damn.
Hold on, real quick. Somebody at my door that I don't.
Oh hell no! Don't they know you married? The fuck?
Amongst yourself.
So Keiden. What the fuck? Kaho.
Yeah.
If you had to take a bet, if it was like a poll on who was to be significantly enthralled to another person first, me or you, how do you think it would go?
Significantly enthralled? You mean like just like in love with somebody?
Love, married, heading towards marriage.
Okay.
Do you believe in marriage?
Yeah. Like, I want to get married at some point. With the way things, like, all right, 2 different scenarios. First one, idealistically, I'd say you. Like, if all the correct parameters were in place, I think you would have less, you'd have less holding you back than I would in terms of inhibitions. However, if we're going based off of the way that things are currently, I would say me. That's because as it stands, I am currently past those inhibitions. The things that like, the reason why I haven't gotten married up to this point, or why I don't have any kids up to this point, have been alleviated, essentially. So, purely idealistically, you... But, like, modern day, current things, how they stand right now, me.
What, like, if you had to go to, nah. Let me not incriminate nobody right here. Yeah.
Let me talk about Steven's girlfriend.
No,
because I got a package of Whoppers, nigga. I'm ready.
I'm
What?
so upset that nobody catch this shit. This alone, that part of our podcast alone should really, somebody has to come into the comments and be like, so you just gonna let this nigga talk about somebody gotta do it. But no.
Nah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, nigga. Continue with your question though, or with your whatever scenario you were trying to paint.
I'm trying to figure out, like, because I get what you're saying. I understand because we're talking about us. But for some people who don't know us that well, what exactly would you be referring to? But I don't know if we can go into those details or not.
I mean, we can go into those details without incriminating anybody. Basically, what I'm saying is you are far more of a romantic and an idealist than I am. I'm a type of person who uses logic to rationalize everything. For better or for worse, I'm a very, if not overly, analytical type of person. I want I want to have a backup plan for everything. I want to have everything has to be like at least coming close to the way that I want it to be in my life before I make a decision like that. Whereas, like, you the type of nigga who can fall in love at first sight. I can't do that. It's just not in me.
Yes, you can.
In me.
Her name is
Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
No, but let me stop you right there, because that is a thing that built up. She had, like, and this is something that doesn't happen very often with me, but attraction is something that has to build up over time. I don't see a person like fuck the whole concept of love. I don't see a person be like, hey, I'm trying to jump in bed with this person. Like, you can do that with anybody that you're attracted to. You can do that just having a fucking drink or two in you. I'm not that type of person. You know, this is kind of off topic, but since I mentioned it, I've never been drunk before. Just putting that out there. That
most of the people who listen know that I don't drink either. And apparently, since Io2 is so dark skinned, this is how he explained it to me. He just can't get drunk.
He synthesizes the alcohol
and
turns it into energy.
He told me it's like there's a 99.5% chance that all Nigerians are immune to becoming drunk. You gave me the fact. He was at Riverside.
Never said any of that.
He drinks the alcohol becomes dark energy.
Might have said, this is probably what you confused me with. I think at the time what I told you is that I didn't get hangovers. That's probably what I told you.
No, you told me you didn't get drunk.
No, that's not what I said.
Stop it.
That's not what I said.
Anyway, aren't drunk actions sober thoughts? You don't believe in that, or what?
Some people say drunk.
That's how I feel.
People say drunk actions are sober thoughts. Yes, some people say, or drunk talk, sober thought. That's what people. That's what the saying goes.
I mean, the way that I look at that is like people's. I don't mean to like keep using the same fucking thesaurus word here, but people's inhibitions are much lower when they're drunk. So yeah, they're gonna come out and say some shit. It doesn't necessarily mean like this is 100% unfiltered truth in their minds. It's just like they have, like they lose, or not lose, but you have less rationale, you have less inhibition. Yeah, so you're more willing to say the thing that is on your mind as opposed to, like, if you were just being truthful or forthright with this shit. If you were sober, but if you were sober, you would also have filters. You know, and there's a difference between just saying some shit and then saying some shit in a way that makes sense or doesn't like hurt people's feelings and shit like that.
Okay, we'll come right back to that in a second. Ask this nigga some questions. Interview this nigga real quick. Kaho.
Oh, where you going?
I'll be right back.
Okay.
So you want to know about the wedding, Kaho?
Yeah, man. Yeah, like who went in for the kiss? Who was the no. There's in this game of teeter totter, when it like somebody has to be the person who is like less forceful or less dominant. Who is the more dominant person in this kiss? And this is very important to me.
I want to say, off the top of my head, I want to say me, but that could just be me in my own head. She's saying that it is pretty 50-50 too, but I think I want to say maybe I landed it first, but I think we both went in at the same time, but I might have landed it first. Yeah. So, why is that so important? Why do you think that's so important?
It's just it's the way that I view and this is of course outsider looking in, the way that I view a relationship is going to be based around one, and it's very fundamental, it's very basic, but it's based around something like that. In a public setting, who is the person, and again, maybe this is a little bit skewed because it's a wedding and all, but in a public setting, the person who initiates that type of contact, PDA, call it whatever the fuck you want to call it, more often, or with more gusto, more force, more, you know what I'm saying, like more like whoever takes the initiative in public in these types of interactions is the person who is typically, I don't want to say wearing the pants because the whole switch thing, but traditionally speaking.
I get what you're saying. Like making decisions or like, I don't know, being directive.
I don't think Io would do PDA in front of the homies.
Yeah, and this is why I'm asking this right now. This is why I don't like pose the question in some other format, because it's not a thing that I, as somebody who's known Io for a while, could actually see him doing in public, like freestyle. Just be like, holding, like I can see him holding her hand, and even then he's like wearing a condom on his hand. You got to be careful with that shit.
Hey, and then after the wedding, after we're walking as a group, we're going to our cars, and this nigga is walking with me, and I'm like, bruh, like his brother was like, what the fuck are you doing? Your wife is over there. Go over there.
She stopped for a second and was talking to her mom about something.
Hey, you were supposed to stop with her.
So
you were supposed to stop with her.
She was with her mom and her dad. You're talking to her mom and dad.
You be leaving these ladies in the street, you're going to lose them, brother.
What you gonna show over there, nigga? Wedding over.
Together before that. We're walking together.
But I'm saying,
and then she stopped with her mom.
His brothers was getting on him. That was like, sure, holy matrimony. I'm there to witness it all. I'm blessed to be there, to be one of the only friends there, right? But his brothers, just all up on his top the whole entire time. Because I've only ever seen small interactions between him and Wale, and it always seemed like back then, especially like your freshman year up in college, sophomore year towards sophomore year, it was like, oh, just so you know, you're the little nigga, so I'm gonna keep you at little nigga. Like you didn't want to be the little brother who was like all around his big brother either. So you had to establish yourself. So to see, the actual intricacies to their relationships, and your oldest brother definitely don't remember me, but I met him in 2007 and he don't remember that shit. But yeah. Just to see them all interact. And it's hella funny because if you look at the pictures they take together, Kaho, they put them like singular bars. Like, that's how I like to call it. Like, from shortest height to tallest. Like, that shit is crazy.
You hear Devon cracking up?
I hear a lot, because I know she's seen it. And I know she probably recognized it. Like, for real. Like, they put shortest to tallest. His oldest brother is the shortest, but he's probably the strongest out of the three. And then
taller
Wale, yeah. Wale is the tallest out of the three, and I think he's the most athletic, or was at one time the most athletic out of the three. And then there's Io, who's middle height, and he's like middle of everything. Like he's wider than Wale, but he's not as wide as his older brother. He's taller than his oldest brother, but he's not as tall as his middle brother. So it's like it was perfect.
That's funny how you noticed that.
I'm saying, like, look at all the pictures I took. It's not about making sure, it's like Kodak moment. I'm showing the method to the madness. Like, I'm showing all the videos and everything. Like, I want everybody to see, it's like, this is the lengths that you go to make sure this shit is as perfect as it can be. Like, whether it's his family like going all out, his grandpa, his uncle is probably in every single professional picture. Like she might have 6 slides of every shot of just his back, because every time it was ready for a picture to be taken, he would jump in front of the camera and take his own picture. Like this is what I recorded on the side, because you got to see how these people ride for Io and Devon. You know what I mean? Like you got to see it. Like whether it's her friends holding 7 purses and 12 jackets, like just to make sure the shit is right. Like I got all that shit essentially.
Then one of Devon's friends, actually the third friend that she didn't get to explain the dynamic with, she like bawled out and cried, like not just like shed tear crying, she like boo-hooed cried during the ceremony.
No, because you can hear her in one of my videos crying, and I was like, you got to go up over there because you fucking up audio.
Yeah,
but she
like,
was going.
She was going boo-hoo, like flowing tears, sound, everything type crying, right?
Ugly cry.
And like, I didn't even realize until like the end. And then like one of the other friends was basically like, doing the same thing. Like Jen said, like you need to move because you crying a little too much.
Yeah.
At the water, like the real water was going. She couldn't control herself.
She had to like go off on her own, and like I thought she was adjusting her makeup. No, she was watching herself cry in her little mirror. I was like, what? I don't even get it. Like I don't even get it at this point.
Yeah,
so what is it?
Was it like performative?
What is? No, it was just like I was like, is that her best friend, or like what's the dynamic? She didn't get a chance to explain.
I had Devon come back and explain, but she left to the bathroom. But the chick who was crying, that's the one that she didn't explain the dynamic yet. But I know her name. Her name is Bernice. But apparently, she tells me that she does that almost all the times at all weddings. Like she's just a crier at weddings. That's just how she is. That's kind of how Devon explained it to me. But maybe Devon can explain it a little more when she comes back. But yeah, that's what she told me.
Devon, outside of y'all wedding vows and the letter that she wrote to you, is a woman of not that many words as well, which I think is why that shit works between y'all. It's not like a whole lot of like, how expressive is Devon?
I mean, so in general, I'd say she's more reserved anyway. Like she's not super out. She's not an extrovert at all. She's more of an introvert than an extrovert anyway. Mm-hmm. Like, and when she does want to express her emotions like she did during the wedding, she needs to be able to be very clear. She preferred to write them down anyway. Like, we've had discussions or talks or whatever where something serious, and she'd be like, I can't talk right now. I need to like give me some time to think, and I'd actually want to put my thoughts written down so I know that it comes out as clearly as I want. That's how she usually is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now she's back. Well, so let me see if I can get her to talk to her about the dynamic with Bernice. Give me 1 second.
But yeah, kind of wish you was out there, Kaho. Wish we could have flown you out. It wasn't 16 people there, so you could have popped in.
Damn.
It's funny too because I took like one selfie, like one little video of me, and I got like six offers of like, how come I'm not your date at this wedding? And I was like, damn.
Nah.
Oh, for sure. That's no cap, brother. No cap at all. Really?
I could have tried to get you a +1 in there.
But I was like, if you remember, and I explained this shit to your brothers too when they was questioning me being a part of the family. Real disrespectful type shit, Kaho. Like they thought me and this nigga met in college or something. What the fuck out of here? The hell out of here. That I didn't give this nigga an opportunity to tell me that I couldn't come. He said, hey, we about to get married. I said, okay, I'm there. And he was like, well, it's going to be, okay. I was like, but I'm there. He's like, but I don't know what day. It's like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be there. Like, there is no ands, ifs, or buts about it. Like, I'm going to be there. There's nothing that you can tell me that's going to make me not show up.
Keep me away.
Unless you just adamant, like, hey, you can't come. Honestly, when I look at it, probably could have showed up to that bitch anyway. Let's be honest. Nigga couldn't keep me out the botanical gardens. But yeah. I ain't gotta be there to like take pictures with you. Like even then, it's like I remember like she was like, "All right, let's get a picture with just you and Brandon." I was like, "Nah, we ain't gotta do that. I'm gonna be in the one with just the family. You feel me? I'm gonna be on that one." But then my nigga, we had to embrace and take a picture for the camera and shit. You feel me? But I'm saying like there was like nothing. Like it didn't matter, bruh. Like officially, I never got the day off ahead of time. It was more like oh, his shit's on the 1st. I was like, hey y'all, I'm not gonna be here on the 1st. I just want y'all to know that. It's like, hey, hold up, wait. No. I'm not gonna be here on the 1st. I'm not even gonna be in 209 area on the 1st. So it's like that. It's like if you tell me this shit is about to happen, I'm fucking there. The other thing that happened with the homie, like I had to be more understanding because that's like big family shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this, a celebration? I wasn't even trying to eat, but his auntie was like, "You got to eat, feed. I'm feeding you." I was like, "All right, auntie."
What if auntie though was like, "Hey, you show up to this wedding, clack clack, it's on site, nigga."
But she hit me with spears. Hold on. Auntie looked like she.
You can't keep me out. You can't keep me out. And she like, this pistol can.
She looked like she part of the Wakanda forces. I ain't gonna front. Like she could be one of the leaders.
She's kinda
I
tall.
don't know.
Yeah.
She is tall.
Oh.
She got like the rings.
So that was my.
No, she don't do that.
So that was the uncle that you haven't met. That was his wife, right? And
Yeah.
She is pretty tall. I can kind of see that what you mean.
Yeah.
I was about to say, ain't no tall people in my family. You know that for sure. But yeah, dang, I didn't know about that. But you not showing up at work. I mean, first of all, apparently you got it like that at Walmart. That's what's up.
Yeah, I mean, that's the under layer to the shit is that I'm able to get. I put in the work the last 6 years to be able to get to that point within.
Exactly, to be on a basis like that.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's just like that's a testament to my dedication to you, and by extension, Devon now because that's my sis. That's Sissy Pooh. You feel me? It's just like
man, I appreciate that, bro. I didn't know you was riding like that. Just seeing like coming off to the day off top like that.
Like low key, it's like this. It's like that's one of those situations where if a motherfucker was to tell you no, like tell me no, I'd be like, all right. When I get back, I expect my last check because obviously, from the nigga who don't ask for anything at all and doesn't complain. And, it's in this motherfucking cheery as fuck, revolutionizing how you would look at Walmart in the 209 area. You feel me? Like, for me to ask for this and to not get it because you just, some power shit? Nah. I'll see y'all. But,
I do it without y'all. But they value you, obviously, not to do something like that.
So on the funny side, to get the day off, me and the store manager, I'm probably not supposed to say, but me and the store manager shot for it.
What?
Yes, we shot for it. That's just the dynamic in our store.
Which store manager? Incriminate this nigga and yourself.
No.
What's the name?
That's my guy. That's my guy. Stop it. Me and the store manager, we shot for it. It was like, hey, all right, you make it up in this one from further away than me, you got your day. It's all good. Switch that shit.
Good dynamic right there.
Bruh, it's too unique. Like, how could you pay? This is like Billionaire Boys Club type shit. You feel me? Like this, that shit what it is. It's like, how could you deny that shit? Like, for real.
That's what's up. No, that's cool. No, that's a great. Yeah, to be on a relationship like that with your boss. That's a cool little.
That shit underrated.
Cool
He invited to the cookout. Let's be honest, y'all.
Oh, for sure.
That's like one of the only. You ever have like many white friends growing up? What about you, Kaho?
Oh, well, Kaho. Yeah, I'm about to say we had a few random.
Yeah.
In person, no. Online, yeah.
All right, so look, we talk about let's Hallie. You can go to Hallie and be like on some like shoulder to shoulder shit. Be like, hey, you my nigga, right? And she'll look at you and be like, I'm not going to say that word, but I appreciate it, right? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, like, for the longest time, like, I want to say, like, how long have I known you? I feel like
14, 15 years.
Yeah, like we going on a decade and a half. I knew Hallie for about 3 years before I met you.
Mm-hmm.
Like for the longest time, she was like, I probably would have considered her my best friend. Just like we played everything together. We fucking like would watch movies and shit together and shit like that. Like it made me wonder nowadays, just made me wonder, like, why the fuck didn't like me and Hallie get together? But it's mostly because like we have very different principles, I guess. Like, we're very similar in terms of our politics, but like her approach and my approach are too different. That being said, if I was to go up to Hallie and be like, hey, you my nigga, right? She'd be like, I know. She wouldn't say, like, all the extra shit is just cut out. There's no need for it. It's implied at this point. If she were to lose everything and needed a place to stay for an entire fucking year and couldn't get a job or whatever, she would be right here with me. I don't give a fuck what anybody else said. Like, it's the same shit for Jinsei, but it's just like you two, like Jinsei and Hallie are like the two people that I'm not related to that I would probably elevate in terms of importance above anybody else.
See, brother, I love you too. But what I'm saying is, what was I saying? So
about her being white and saying the N-word.
Nah, like this is what I'm getting at. I always let him know. I think for a while, if you remember, we went through a spell where our Discord, Ventrilo, Mumble, wherever the fuck we were on, we were just trying to get the random motherfuckers up in there to just say nigga, like just once. Remember?
Yeah.
We went through that, right? We got the whitest motherfucker to say nigga. That was James.
Costa Rican.
Nah, that motherfucker white as hell. Anyway. So yeah,
he is the whitest black dude.
He's Costa Rican, but he got like a powder soul.
Yeah. So I go to the homie and I let him know. It's like, hey, you my nigga, right? You feel me? Like, that's my nigga, like, for real. He had a high top fade up in high school, bro. Come on, dog. That's my guy. White boy with a high top fade. Get the fuck out of here.
Damn, how many perms you got to get put in to get that shit?
He had the fucking the Kid and Play joint, bro. That's what he had.
Yeah.
Super high top fade. But so it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we all got like some white person, some other person of another nationality where we consider, hey, you my nigga. But this just spinning this shit completely. Tell this nigga about the story with Ryan. I don't even know if Devon knows the story about Ryan and that. What was you in science class, my nigga, in 7th grade, 8th grade?
You talking about the fight I got with? Okay,
yeah. Tell him about that shit, dog.
This was in 8th grade. And I don't know if I did tell Devon this story, but this is white dude. This is a math class. It's actually in a math class. And we had a substitute teacher this day. And I'm sitting in class, right? I'm in school. I'm a studious student, man. I do my work and just I'm the type of student that just does my work and leave. I'm at school. I'm here to school to do my work. Right? And we had the substitute teachers. Everybody acting up. Despite all that, I'm just trying to do my work. And you got this white kid, Ryan, who sits behind me. Granted, he smokes cigarettes. We in middle school, by the way. This dude smoked cigarettes already. Smell like cigarette. Tiny. This is 8th grade. This dude's already chain smoking, basically.
I've known him since 5th grade. He was actually. This is the tidbit that I don't think I've ever mentioned because it wasn't important. Is when I first got out here or out in Richmond, he was the first person to talk to me and befriend me in 5th grade.
Really?
Yes, the first person.
What?
Like I remember, bruh. I think niggas was playing. We was either playing Foursquare or they was playing kickball or something. But I think I was like, if you remember El Sobrante, it was like the classrooms, and then there was like that deep hill for you to go to the playground. I remember standing at the top because I'm fresh out of Oakland. All my friends is in Oakland, right? So I'm standing up top and I'm just watching everybody play. And then he comes out the classroom with the kickball and he's like, "What you doing?" Like, come on, you want to come? Let's go. First person to talk to me, dog. Like,
I didn't even know you knew him like,
honestly,
you knew him like that.
That moment is so influential on how I am. Like, that I think created me to be as inclusive as I am. Like, I cannot, like, even her homegirls when she was there, like, first got there, it was just me and them, but I didn't know them, so I went and sat by myself, right? But afterwards, it was like, all right, y'all too quiet. I'm talking, y'all need to talk too. You know what I mean? It's like, you're just my super inclusive personality. It's the shit that Kaho hates when it comes to fucking video games, because, like, I'm all about that pug life.
No new friends.
And
no new friends.
And that's why I am the way I am. I believe. Fuck. This is why niggas don't go to therapy. We do podcasts instead.
but that's new to me, because that you just mind blew me. Before I even get into the story, I had no idea that Ryan, dude, had such an influence on you. First of all, I didn't know you knew him that even further back than I did. I didn't know he went to El Soprano, and I didn't know that he actually ended up impacting you of how you are right now. That's crazy.
Could you imagine if this nigga doesn't do this and I become some fucking recluse? Then we never meet, bruh. Because I'm not gonna possess the personality to come over onto a basketball court and be like, "Hey, let's play. I know I don't know y'all, but let's play. Let's just have fun, or we'll beat you and let me come talk shit to make y'all want to play with us." Basically,
right.
Just to let you know,
actually,
what you're doing right there is you giving the supervillain with a fucking time machine the perfect way to go back and undo the hero Jinsei that's going to be born in the future.
That's crazy. That's wild.
It is wild though. But actually, before I even get more into the story, I'm gonna go back to did you ever become friends with Ryan, or did you just like that was it?
We were good friends. Like, we was in the same class. You feel me? Like, all the way through 6th grade. But okay, so I mean, I got an answer for you after all the shit, but like go ahead, like tell the story.
Okay, let me tell the story. Okay, so yeah, Ryan smelling like cigarettes. He sits behind me while I'm doing my work, and the cloud is the class. The class is like I said, since the substitute, they're generally a little raucous or whatever. But I'm doing my work, so he's behind me, kicking my chair a little bit. Hey, bro, like, hey, let me copy your work, and I'm like, no, I'm not let you copy my work. Like, chill out, man. I don't know you like that. I don't like you like that. Like, let me just do me. He keeps kicking my chair, keep bothering me. Like, man, let me copy. Like, I know you finished. I know you know the stuff. Like, let me copy your work. By the way, this is math class, number one. I hate math. I need to focus in order for me to do math. Like, I need my time because it takes long for me to process because I suck at it. I'm over here trying really hard to focus and do these problems, and he's over here bothering me in the midst of the class being kind of whatever, and the substitute teacher not being able to control everybody. But then he keeps going, and then he looks, and he I guess this is how he wanted to get my attention. He's like, "Hey, let me copy your stuff, you little nigger." And I turn around. Did
he say nigger or did he say nigga?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure when you explained it to us, he said nigga.
Maybe he did. But that was besides the point. In that moment,
because look,
I turned around.
But it's different. No, hold on, you fucking me up.
Because if you had told me, I know there's a difference.
If you had told me he said nigger, I can't even say the shit. You feel me? Like if you had told me he said it, that would have probably been like we would have been all in the office together because he would have got jumped after
jumping this nigga.
We jumping the fuck out of him. You didn't. Yeah, you said nigga. I'm rolling with that because there ain't no way. But go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead.
Fine. Maybe he rolled that. Maybe in my head he said the ER, and it's because I really don't like.
I can feel like yeah. I feel like that's probably it. But go ahead.
Perception is reality, man.
So like, exactly. So I turn around and I just slap him across the face.
Slap the fuck out of him. He slapped the shit out of him. He slapped him. Yeah. And then you hold his head down on the desk afterwards, bruh.
Then I put his head on the desk, right? And then everybody in the class, obviously, everybody gets up, and the teacher, I actually remember how the teacher looked. She was this goofy looking white chick with pigtails. So like she comes up and she's like, she comes up, she's like, "Oh my God, stop you guys, stop!" She's like, yeah, basically,
stop the violence,
right? And everybody, but the good thing that it is that nobody in the classroom liked this dude in the first place, right? So, like, I get sent to the office. You know, he didn't do anything bad because this kid was already a pretty bad kid.
This nigga gets sent to the office. This is how vividly I remember. I wasn't even there. He gets sent to the office, bruh. Niggas is dapping him up. He's getting dapped up as he goes to the office, bruh.
Because everybody in the class don't like this dude. So everybody's like, yes, finally getting at this. Like, somebody finally got at this dude. So everybody, like, had my back. Get sent to the office, right? They asked, what happened? Tell the story. What happened? Like, they even interview people that were in the classroom, and everybody's on my side. Like, yep, he called him that word. Yep, he was bothering Io the whole time. Yep, Io was just trying to do his work. Everybody had my back, right? And this kid, Ryan, he already had a bad reputation anyway, so it didn't take that long to even bury his reputation even more. But despite all that, I still got suspended. And
he did. That nigga was so upset. Oh my god, I remember how upset he was.
Yeah, because I knew my parents would be upset with me being suspended.
They understand, like, I get it, the suspension, but the reason behind it, everything going on, how do they feel about that?
When I told them what happened, like, they were understanding of it, like, okay, he was bothering you, whatever. Like, they were just basically, adults, like, you need to be able to find a better way to, control.
Yeah, do not use your Wakandan strength next time.
Right. Don't do it with violence. But we understand why you're upset, whatever. But you can't be backhanding kids
into the fucking next century. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you came and you told us that story, right? So you're like, why aren't we still friends to this day? Remember, I kept acquaintances with everybody, especially like seventh grade. You graduate or you get promoted from elementary school to middle school. You keep up with everybody. That's usually the first click you got or whatever. But by that, nigga, we was already like great friends. Nigga, we was role playing every day, like all that shit. Nigga, we was doing Zoids, talking about fucking Beyblades, all that shit. Nigga, like, you have to make a choice. That was the easy choice. Rolling with my nigga. Bro, like, that was the time, bro. Stop it.
So basically you just fell out.
I threw that nigga away, bro. At that moment, he was gone. He was dead. He was dead. It was gone.
Rightfully so. I mean, I'm thinking about it because I would have never picked y'all to be friends just the way I remember him to be in middle school and the way you are. Like, he was, he was trifling, low key. Like, that's what he was.
He played basketball and everything, bro. I'm saying. I want to say he picked me up on his basketball team when we were playing in elementary, bro.
What?
Bro, I'm saying, like, but people change, bro. Like, you motherfuckers start smelling themselves early, smoking cigarettes, because, you got white parents who don't care about you. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that. Like, it's just, shit changes quick. It's not just in high school. Motherfuckers change in junior high school, too.
That's basically what happened with him. He must have changed really fast then from elementary to middle school. That's crazy.
But, like, I want to say, like, he was tight with Dylan, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you're right. He was.
Yeah.
He was. Yeah, him and Dylan were kind of close, I remember.
Was Dylan a villain?
I kind of remember, he was a dude, actually, that I met in my elementary school. Came over to middle school, and he was a good friend of mine. But I feel like we started falling out a little bit, too, towards the end. And it was tough just because me and, he was better friends with Kai, or Jose, because they had met before they had met me.
Yeah.
Because I came to their elementary school for just 1 year. They were friends throughout all of elementary school, and then I just showed up and joined their little crew, and then we moved to middle school together. Then when Dylan started doing his stuff in middle school, like, I kind of distanced myself a little bit, but Jose found it a little harder to distance himself from Dylan because they were stronger friends than me. So
I can almost see Jose was smoking cigarettes too up at junior high school.
Was he?
Was he?
It's either junior high school or it was for sure high school, because I think Dylan was there freshman year at the end.
Yeah. Wasn't there for that, so maybe you're right.
It might have been. It was one of those things.
Wait a minute. Jose smokes?
I haven't talked to Jose in forever, bruh. But I'm pretty sure he doesn't smoke now, but he might have been smoking weed towards the later years, like when we stopped playing Ion and shit like that.
Oh, I ain't worried about weed. I mean cigarettes.
Yeah, cigarettes. He did that. I want to say first year or two up in high school, because it was him, Jackie, Dylan.
Jackie, that's right.
Like all that, they was the white kids that we was cool with, but you knew they smoked cigarettes too. You know, feel me? Like they was grown too fast type deal. It was that white group. You feel me?
And the fact that was it Dylan that went out with Jackie, or was it Jose?
It was Jose.
Jose, yeah.
I tell you, I've never had a friend
that
growing
actually-
up that smoked cigarettes, and it's primarily because, well, I don't smoke, and I have a sensitive nose, like, and fucking tobacco smoke just fucking kills me. Like, weed is fine, I can do that shit. It doesn't bother me. It's not as acrid, you know. In fact, like, now that I'm in Colorado, like, sometimes you'll fucking drive by and somebody will be like smoking with their window open or something, or walk by, and like you can smell what they're smoking. It actually smells kind of nice. Like, it smells like blueberries coming out of there. What the fuck? And there's two people just like passing the blunt back and forth. It's like, damn, they got blueberry weed now? Like, it actually smells kind of nice. But tobacco, I cannot do tobacco.
I can't stand the smell of cigarettes. It's disgusting to me. It almost like makes me want to like gag. Yeah.
Nah, fuck that. But yeah, I've never had a friend growing up that has smoked. Not a single one. Cigarettes, I mean.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. I forgot that Ryan and Dylan had.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and on that note, we are going to call halftime here. We can pick this up another time. Jinsei has to go. For the people who are listening, it's not actually going to feel like any time has passed at all. We're just going to roll straight over into it, starting now. All right, and we are back. This is the second portion. Like I said, it's not going to feel like anything has changed for the people listening, but we're jumping back into it for about 20 more minutes.
It is a whole nother day, and what a we celebrating today. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Go ahead, Aya. What was you gonna talk about, Nick?
Oh yeah. I want to go back to something that Brandon brought up. Even though he was correlating it with him seeing all the Warrior games in person and them not losing. There's something that was brought up in a little mini reception that we had at the ceremony with my brother. And he had mentioned how he had needed to see more data for the vaccine, right? And how he's not vaccinated yet. And then I think Kaho came in and mentioned, like, ain't nobody, there's a lot of data out there right now. Like, I don't understand why people are still kind of waiting a little bit. Like, how much more do you need? And my brother was basically mentioning, like, oh, a year is just too little. I want to see more. But like,
I mean, I understand.
I actually want to dive deep.
I understand it.
Yeah.
I disagree with it pretty heavily. Like, I mean, there's a ton of documentaries out there, and like normally I would even say, all right, cool, I understand you want more, whatever the fuck, but it's a fucking pandemic. This isn't just the flu. It's a pandemic, and on top of that, like one of the things that I will give Trump fucking props on was Operation Warp Speed. That stupid fucking name, but it served a lot of good in making sure that the COVID vaccine got made or came to being pretty quickly. Like, do you know how that worked?
Yeah, it was so the Warp Speed thing was basically them being able to pump money to all these companies, right, for them to be able to do the research and be able to have the resources to be able to make the vaccine as quickly as they did.
Sure, but specifically, do you know what differs from the way that Warp Speed worked and then like the normal way that they would develop a vaccine of some sort?
Maybe not specifically. So, yeah.
All right. So normally,
I can go ahead.
Normally, when you're making a vaccine, especially for something like this, something as virulent as COVID-19. You would go step A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? And then you would eventually have your vaccine. What Warp Speed did was let step A, C, F, and E be all done at the same time, so that all of this work could be collaborative as opposed to like step by step.
Right. Maybe that's where some of the I need more data thing is, because like some people like my brother or maybe others out there might feel like, oh, it was rushed, right? Like something can go wrong later on down in the future because they skip one of these steps and we don't know that it's going to happen yet. So I need to see more data that comes out later on just in case, something crazy does happen.
You could say that about anything, though.
You You say that it skips steps, or it's just like you was
No,
able to do
no.
certain steps at the same time.
Yeah, normally that's what the CDC is for, or one of the things that it's for is to make sure that these things are done procedurally. You know, the problem is that COVID was like killing so many damn people that it's one of the times. Yeah, like think back to like the Spanish flu, right? Same shit happened. It was killing people, so they were doing these steps in conjunction with each other, and they were like, we have the internet now, so it's much easier than back then when the shit was happening. So you can share information immediately, rapidly. That's why it's something that can be done now. The only reason why we're still stuck doing things like they did in the past is because of tradition. Like I personally think that shit needs to be changed. Mm-hmm. Like the fact that we got a vaccine out for a pandemic level illness, sickness, airborne virus within a year is fucking amazing. That's never happened before, ever.
I agree, and I think a lot of people would too. And I think that just be able to get not just vaccines, but apparently really effective vaccines that have been proven this quickly. I think, like you said, that proves testing. That is amazing. And just to let you know, caveat, I agree with you too. I actually don't agree with what my brother said. I'm trying to understand like just the perception or the perspective of somebody who has that vision that my brother has. You know, of like we need more data. Like this is not enough, and I just don't. You know, like I was a little bit like that too from the very beginning. Like when the vaccine first rolled out, I was like, all right, I'm not going to jump on it until like more people do take it, and I do see that it's. You know, that it's effective, but I think by now we've seen that it's pretty freaking effective, despite what you might think. And then I think another thing that goes to like this trust that some people, for some dumb reason, believe that governments make vaccines, which is clearly not true.
Of course not. Government couldn't. Government would like if you were to put the government in charge of making. You take some bureaucrats. Right, some people who are sitting in offices writing fucking like this is how we're going to decide which part of Colorado was like those type of people, and then you put them in like white lab coats and throw them in a fucking a lab to make a virus, not a virus, but well, you know they probably would end up making a virus, but a lab to make a vaccine for a virus, like. It would never happen. The closest thing that you would get is like some Umbrella Corp type shit. Turn Resident Evil up in this bitch.
Oh, no. Resident Evil just came out too.
Oh, yeah. Tall section. Mm-hmm. Lady Dimitrescu or something like that. I think that's her name.
You mean Madam Rule 34? Because that's all that shit.
Have you seen some of the people doing fucking cosplay of her? Ugh! Ugh! Bring that fat ass over here. I wanna get it in my mouth.
Oh my god! I felt like what your brother was saying wasn't fully just statistics, and it might just be born out of ignorance. But I do feel like that heavy, that distrust with government properties and distribution.
I was gonna say that. It's the African American black thing, though.
Yeah, it really is. Like, and I get that though. Like I understand that process. It's just, you know, your uncle made the best point that like he feels like that you should want to have it as a civic duty because you do not want to, you know, you don't want to be the cause of somebody's death.
Right. Exactly. That's the point. Like you said, he did make the best point. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost a responsibility that you have to everyone else around you.
It always takes like I don't want to say foreigner because I don't think you're an uncle. I don't think you guys are foreigners, to be honest. But it always takes like what is the word I'm looking for? If I'm not saying foreigner, what am I saying?
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, it takes somebody who is not like I guess, you know, not born in American, somebody like to give you the proper perspective on something like this because you come from these countries where they know truth. That was like I didn't get a chance to make my point across to him. It was like if your brother has a distrust with the government, you can't compare it to actual corrupt governments in like fucking in Mexico Africa. Like, that's true corruption. Like,
Yes.
this is like some spoiled shit in America. It's like, oh my God, they raising the no. Other governments are fucking killing people behind closed doors and shit like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like legitimately like
Right.
so that was like when he's saying that simple thing of calling it a civic duty, I'm encompassing in all that within my thought frame of like, yeah, we don't really know what corrupt governments are in America.
I believe that's
Like,
called perspective.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Kaho, for your gracious input.
Yeah, boy.
Appreciate you.
You're
But yeah,
welcome,
so-
dog.
But yeah, so that's what I took out of it all. And I was like, okay, I might be hesitant, but I think it's just because of just fuck with needles like that. You know what I mean? Like, give me a pill to take. Give me a pill to take. And I don't even take medicine, but like, I don't really fuck with needles. But every day, I know I can walk into work anytime and go get a fucking vaccine. Anytime. Probably got like 3 weeks left before we have to get a new batch, but yeah.
Well, can you get it? Because I heard that since you actually got positive for it, Brandon, that it stays dormant in your system and you can't get it until you test negative. That's already left your system.
I mean, I tested negative. I told you I tested negative in 6 days, but what are you talking about?
Oh, snap. Oh, my bad. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like when I said I got over it in 6 days, I meant like I was negative in 6 days.
So you just got over the symptoms and everything and you just were
No.
Okay. Guess I was
Shout
wrong.
out to anybody
Okay.
from work listening to this because yes, I still took my full 14 days off. You fuck with me.
As you should.
Yeah, you feel me?
You just
But
say
yeah.
as a precaution.
What you thought I was just walking around with the this nigga thought I was just walking around positive with COVID this whole entire time.
Well, because this is what I heard.
Like, hey, girl, you need help. You need help with that car. You need help with that car, girl.
The nigga thought I was just walking around positive.
No,
It's been
not
fucking-
like that. Because, I heard this because I heard that there's somebody that's on the sports radio over here. He got it too, but then he got over the symptoms and everything like that. So he's not. So he got over the symptoms, but he can't test negative for it. Dormant in his system. Although even though it's dormant in the system, he can't transfer it to anybody else. So he's not what's the word I'm looking for?
Contagious?
Yeah, he's not contagious basically, but it's in his system. But he just can't transfer it to anybody. It's just laying dormant in him. And he wants to get the vaccine, but he's been told that he can't get it unless he tests negative. So even though he can, go about life a little bit, he's still sheltering in place to an extent. But even though he can go about life and he's not passing it on to anybody, as long as it remains dormant in his system, he can't get the shot.
Well, your brother was saying that, and I don't really think I have the issues that most people have, is that, Brett, I'm thinking about this shit, Kaho, and I remember I mentioned that I did get COVID during the little dinner part of the wedding, right? And this guy, his eyes got so fucking big, like, Brett, don't say that shit right now in front of everybody. Like, and I was like, why does man make that face? And now I'm thinking about this motherfucker thought I was still walking around just like, Brett, that's crazy. That's crazy. But anyway, your brother was mentioning how it's like, I'm gonna have COVID-like issues for the rest of my life. Like, it's never going to leave. I don't think I have that problem because I don't think I had it. Well, it was fucking me up for like 4 days. I ain't going to front, but I don't think I had it like that bad. Like, I didn't have to take a month off from work. I didn't have to take 2 months off from work. So it's like, I don't think that's really affecting me. Maybe. But it's like, as I still play ball. It's like, I don't really feel like I remember that first week, nigga, I was on the court running, but I couldn't talk at the same time. I couldn't be like, yeah, screen. Nah, you just had to fall into that screen, brother, because I can't do both of these things right now. Like, it was like that, but.
I mean, it's not guaranteed that you will suffer from symptoms long time. It really just depends on what type of damage is done to your body while you are currently like under the effects of the virus. It affects your respiratory system, which is the largest part, the worst part of COVID. Like, it affects your lungs and like all the breathing apparatus that are in your body. But if it doesn't damage your lungs, then you don't, like, you're not gonna, it doesn't like go in there and spray paint your lungs or anything like that. Yeah, it exists around the tissue, but if you don't like cough to the point where your lungs are damaged, then it's not going to prevent your lungs from healing. You know, if your lungs aren't prevented from healing, you're not going to suffer for those symptoms. It's not like keying your fucking car on the way out or anything like that. It really just depends on how much damage is done to your system while you're actually sick, and if or not the virus stays within your body, active within your body, to prevent your body from healing itself.
You know this nigga cry for me, right, Io?
Nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you telling people all my business? I mentioned it.
I remember hearing that in the episode.
Yeah, actually mentioned shit.
Then when you heard that he got COVID, you were like about to shed a tear, bro.
I ain't no about to. I heard had to get pats on the back. I think that nigga was trying to get caressed.
Nah. Like that was Taylor's doing. She did that shit on purpose. She saw like my face when you mentioned it, and was just like, "Oh, we got to push this nigga over the edge." Like I had to let go of the button when I was talking and say, "Stop patting me, woman. You know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Cut it out."
I think it was getting the pats. I'm jealous, bro. I'm trying to get pats too. You feel me?
It's like
you was about to shed that real. You was about to shed that real thug tear though, Kyle.
Yeah, and she saw it coming too. That whole like emotional vulnerability shit that women like. Like, yeah, I want to see you cry too, nigga. Like, okay. I mean, it is what it is. I don't see anything wrong with it necessarily. I just ain't trying to cry unless I like really feel like crying.
When was the last time you cried, Io?
You know the last time.
I remember before that.
Before that?
Yeah, I'm not talking about on some joyous occasion type shit, man. Anybody can shed happy tears. But as an African American male, Nigerian, at that, when's the last time you shed some fucking I'm sad, I can't control myself tears, nigga?
That's a very good question. I can't remember the last time. Oh, that's probably true. Devon's, I don't know if you heard Devon here in the background a little bit. It was probably, was it 2018? When I went to Nigeria for my grandpa's funeral. Yeah.
So, okay.
What about you?
I don't. That's me. That's what I'm saying. I think it's been a while. I think the closest I came was probably today.
Today?
Yeah, today. You know, Mother's Day. You feel me? Like it's just,
yeah.
It's just
God, that's true.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I went through the whole day pretty much. We set up for all the mothers at work. It was real cute. I think I got a picture I'll post it later or whatnot. I did my thing. I think for the last 2 years or 3 years, I think I made it a point to, like, out of my own pocket, provide like Mother's Day roses for like all the mothers in the store on certain shifts. So I did like all the shifts. This year, my store manager, after hearing about that motherfucking Kenny, you know, my guy, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do one better. I'm gonna do the roses. I'm gonna do chocolates, and I'm gonna do single count cupcakes for everybody. We're gonna make a nice little display." I was like, "I don't know why you're trying to outdo me, motherfucker."
Fuck your
whatever.
rose, nigga. Look at this.
Yeah, like
sweets too.
Like you gonna use this as a CFT, which means you getting your money back for Walmart, you bitch ass man. Like this shit, I did this on my own. But yeah. So I think it was today because I don't know. I'm like, and I also have another part to it too. And it's strictly for Kaho because Kaho I don't think knows this. He might know it if he put it 2 and 2 together, but I don't think he knows it. But anyway, I'm like, we're fucking in, I think it's like 8 years in like 12 days. It'll be 8 years if I'm not mistaken. Like it's like the month of, yeah. So like the month of May is like, my focus is strictly on like proverbial giving my mother flowers. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I have like my little checklist where I just like do this, make sure this, and this is taken care of. So yeah, that's what it is for me. I think that's the closest, but it was like I couldn't even tell you if I was just like sad or if I was just like, if it was like a remembrance thing. But to go back, the last time I guess me and Kaho played a game together, super serious, and I don't even know if you remember it like this, but we were playing RF Online. It was me, you, and Kablooey, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we were playing on a fresh server and we were going. Like we were going. And then I stopped suddenly, if you recall.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you remember why I stopped?
No, I don't.
Because it's been if it was 8 years ago, that means it was 8 years and a month. So I think it was in April, if I'm not mistaken. It was after March, so it was in April. And that's when everything started happening with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I stopped. I don't think I ever told you though, but yeah. So, yeah.
No, you told me like afterwards, but you didn't tell me why before.
Yeah, I had to deal with this nigga talking shit. Like, where the fuck you at? Just say, hey. I was like, look, bro, I just can't play right now. Chill out, dog. Chill out. Nah, where the fuck you at? Got me over here with Kablooey. Got me with Kablooey for 2 hours.
Fucking playing by myself with Kablooey and shit. Listen to this nigga talking about like, oh, Donald Trump's gonna win. Like,
was it that long ago?
No.
It was
No,
right
Donald Trump
around.
wasn't running for anything.
No, he had actually mentioned like I'm looking to run for the president. He was like starting his campaign, revving his shit up while Obama was still president. It was like years before too. Like this was the I want to say the very first time that people started campaigning years before the fucking campaigning year had actually arrived, and Donald Trump was like the man at the top, talking about how fucking Obama was born in Kenya and shit.
Oh, he did say that like around that 20. Yeah, while he was still in office. That's true.
Why doesn't he just show his
I don't know if
birth
that was
records?
2013 or not.
Why doesn't he just show the birth records? Just show them. That's all I'm asking for.
Etc. etc. Speaking of RF though, I was like fucking sitting here earlier today like, damn, I want something to do right now. Like, I mean, I got games that I could play, but I wanted something to do, and I actually wound up like looking to see like what's up with RF. Apparently a new company has bought them out and is now making a mobile game based around the IP.
You just Googled RF out of nowhere.
Yeah, I was just looking shit up.
They're probably just making a mobile version of the RF Online, or because if it's gotcha, then it's gotcha. But I don't know.
I don't know any specifics. I just know that it's a like Netmarble or something like that. Like they bought up the rights from Codemasters, and now they are making some sort of mobile game. Like it was considered abandonware for a while. So there was a small group of coders and like developers that were actually going to take RF and remaster it, air quotes remaster it. And then like put it out, but since somebody bought the rights, it's no longer abandonware, and they had to stop their project.
I feel like the play is to make mobile games for a lot of the online, the older ones, or even some of the newer online games.
It's the best way to make some short-term money.
It is, and it's lame as fuck though. Man, this is what we need to do. Just say we need to start a fucking company. Like hire some people who know how to code and shit, and make RF or a game very similar to it, like in the spirit of RF, or make Ion before it turns shitty, or make a combination of the two,
or just do the ambitious RF Online 2 project that they had going on with the whole fucking robots in space and shit like they wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that would still be infringement. I mean, unless you changed it enough. You couldn't call the shit RF2, that's for damn sure.
No, I'm just saying. But all we have to do to honestly make it go is do all the same shit, but make it black. like, make sure we have every black hairstyle that you could possibly have up in there, because I'm tired of having a fucking afro.
That was the only black hairstyle they only included in all them games.
Yeah, this nigga been wanting to fade for like a decade and a half.
Whole ass fade with a design on
Yeah.
the side.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it.
Two choices for black people.
I had the ghetto braids and Ion. Remember that?
Yeah.
Good
Yeah, like
God.
the my sister just learned how to braid braids.
Yeah. Brother, paparazzi is outside
Great
my room
description.
right now, taking pictures of me through my room. Honestly, it's just my sister being fucking annoying, but still, I died. Well, yeah.
Does Devon play any video games? I may have asked this before.
She did, or she played like Mario and stuff like that. Super Mario back in the day. It was funny because y'all were talking about in the last episode Sonic, right? And like I think you guys had mentioned like how no one, everyone liked Sonic, but she had never ever played Sonic in her life, ever.
Because she was strictly dickly like Nintendo. Is that what it is?
Nintendo,
That makes
right?
sense.
So so like I was basically describing Sonic to her as it's basically the Sega version of Super Mario Brothers, basically. But then we did play together the games that we actually did play together. We played Overcooked a few times, I think during the pandemic, and that game is stressful, bro. Right, it's stressful, man.
Like she was leading the way. Like she was like, "Oh, you fucking up." Like I ain't lying. Like, you fucking up.
Yeah,
that's how she laughed. Yeah, you was holding me back, motherfucker. Yeah.
You play Overcooked 2 or 1?
It's some of that stuff was so hard. Well, even with 4, like we did it with 4 people. We had like before COVID, of course, when we first got the game. Before COVID, we had 2 other people over here. It was trying to do some of these missions, and it was still hard. Like the demand, you yelling at people, like pass the freaking vegetables, like cut them things faster, man. Like come on, like yeah, because and then like the overcooked stuff get like the levels get harder when like you're on a ship and the freaking ship is sliding and you sliding with it while you try to cut vegetables and passing plates. Like. It gets stressful, bro.
Like the ovens are switching sides, and you might fall in the water, and you out for a couple seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It ain't easy, bro. Y'all, if you ever try playing that game, try it. You can't. I guarantee you can't do stuff by yourself. But even playing with other people, that stuff get hard.
Hey,
you guaranteed you can't do it by yourself.
I did the entire story by myself. Like all the hard achievements. It's just once you get into the shit where it's like you need 600,000 points or whatever the fuck, like. Insane type of bullshit they start to throw at you, then you need to play with multiple people. It is literally impossible to do it playing by yourself. Because while they give you 2 characters to control, yeah, but if you use one, then the other character just stands there and don't do shit. And you need to have shit going all the goddamn time in order to get this score. It is stressful though. 100% stressful. It's fun though. It's fun though.
It was pretty fun. It also, one thing it did help me do, and you would appreciate this, Kaho, just because you worked in a restaurant, it helped me appreciate the people who actually work in restaurants. Because even though we all know it's not as crazy and as they make it in the video game, but the stress and the demand is real. So I was like, man, kudos to all the restaurant workers.
Would not appreciate them beforehand.
I did. I said appreciate them more. I didn't say didn't appreciate them.
I don't think you put more up on there, but we'll hear it back on when we listen to the episode.
Like a sniper.
Okay, fine. If I didn't, I'm saying it now. I appreciate them more.
I'm just saying, the same nigga who was like doing his vows was like, yeah.
I still think you're making that up.
Hey, I'm just saying. Homegirl was talking on the way back. She was like, yeah, I heard him say that too. I can't remember the cry Asian girl. I can't remember her name.
Brianna or something. Oh, that's your sister.
Yeah, that's my sister.
Speaking of which, this is something that we actually did discuss on one of the episodes in relation to bridesmaids and whatnot. Did none of them come and fulfill the whole like bridesmaids obligation that you was talking about, Jinsei?
What was the bridesmaids obligation?
Just being there and being out there, like the bridesmaids are supposed to like, all right, let me take this nigga home.
No. Because I feel like everybody that she had there was like super reserved anyway. And I believe I already said like, okay, so there was probably one single person there, right? Aya?
You.
What's that? So everybody else is in a relationship? Even the super shy one?
Oh no, Javon Lawn is not a relationship. Never mind. She was
Okay,
single
so that's the only one that I had a 100% certainty that okay, she's not in a relationship, right?
The loud one?
So no, the one who was like, I couldn't tell if she was crying because they made her take the picture or if she was crying because the wedding was so beautiful.
Oh, the one who was okay, the crybaby. Gotcha.
Yeah,
One
the
is really
anxiety
shy,
attack. Yeah, anxiety attack. Right. And then the other ones,
Both taken.
I mean,
married.
everybody
One
was
is
all
married,
taken.
one is-
The loud
yeah.
one is the one that's married, right?
That's the loud one that's married.
Yeah, I could tell she's married. She is used to yelling at her husband for no reason. I could tell. like they just be talking loud. You feel me? But so no, they did not fulfill this. Devon did not come equipped for that fulfillment at all. Like, I don't know how many more friends she got that she would invite to a wedding, but these ones were not. All that really matters is that I was fucking beautiful, bro. And I guess I could take I could take stock in that at least. But I know I did my part, and looking good. You feel me?
You'll take yourself home.
I for sure did. Plus, anyway, bro, it was too cold to be out there. I ain't gonna front it. I just thought about it.
One thing I didn't like the weather. I'm just so mad how the weather didn't cooperate. Every single day after that has been great.
I even thought about it this morning. I got up for work. I'm in the car. I'm driving. It's 4:10. It's 4:10 in the morning, bruh. I look at how hot it is, how warm it is outside. With the weather looking like it is 65 degrees at 4:00 in the morning.
Goddamn.
You had me out there. Wind blowing in the afternoon. I'm shivering, bruh. Like legit. I think when we were sitting down when we was getting ready to eat, I was like, damn, I think I'm about to go home because this ain't it. The wind was blowing, knocking over his decorations and shit, bro.
No, it's because we were talking about it. Devon and I, we were like, if the weather was better, people probably would have been a little bit more comfortable to stay a little longer. But I think.
Oh, did everybody dip at the same time? Pretty much, is that what it was?
Basically, yeah. I think after everybody had finished all that cheesecake that Devon had made, and they saw that running low, and then everybody was just like, everybody basically had their, 1 or 2 plates of a meal. Everybody was like, yeah, that's it. I ate, I'm full. It's too cold to stay out here and chill. There's nothing to, so.
I didn't even want a cold drink, Kaho. I drank warm soda. It's anything to keep me going. You feel me? I'm just saying.
I couldn't do that. I can't drink warm soda. Fuck no. Warm soda, warm water. I don't drink soda in general, but warm tea is okay. Hot. It has to be hot. Warm tea is just okay, but that's fucking pushing it. Warm water, even if it's freezing outside, I need my shit ice cold.
Nah, brother, I'm telling you, you would have put some ice cold water in your belly, your ass would have went. You would have got sick.
Hey, I would have got in my car and turned on the heat.
I almost was like, hey, I'm about to drive my shit up here because his uncle dipped off and went and got up in the car real quick to go heat up, just to sit it up in the heater for a little bit, then came back outside.
Mm-hmm.
For real, I was just like, bruh. This shit.
Yeah, he was talking about his head was cold because he had a bald head.
I'm with him. I'm bald head too. I was like, bruh, I need to start investing in some dress hats, I guess, because this shit is not it.
Yeah, he was I couldn't do it. That when he told me that's when I realized, dang, people won't start dipping. I knew it. I was like,
I didn't really think. I thought y'all was y'all were good. He was all right. We done ate. We had our time together. We've been together. We was together from 1:30 to 8 something or whatever time.
It wasn't 8 when everybody left, was it? It was wasn't it 5 or 6?
Yeah.
5 or 6.
Was it? It wasn't 6, bruh. If it was 6 o'clock, I would have definitely been in traffic. My shit was a straight shot home.
I don't think it was 8. I don't think it was that late.
I think I can look back and see what time we left. But
it's too
it wasn't
cold.
that dark. I feel like if it was 8, it would have been pretty dark already. It was still light when people was leaving.
The sun don't go down until
the sun go down at 7:30, 7:30 ish, close to 8.
You on the backside, bro? Come on.
I can see your cold ass. You out there, say things was different, right? You had more people there, more bridesmaids. One of them is hey, Jinsei tested. Go and sit down next to her, hey girl, you look kind of cold. Let me take my jacket. Oh, never mind. Let me keep this on.
Oh, I for sure took my jacket off when we got there. I for sure put my shit back on. I'm saying, like, me and your auntie didn't talk too much, Io, but we looked at each other and we nodded in agreement at the same time. It was like, it's cold. And like, she was like, yeah, she was trying to eat her little food, but she was like, it's too fucking cold out here. I was like,
she had my uncle's jacket on her, and I could tell she was freezing. Right. I was like, man, yeah, like the comfort level for a lot of people just wasn't great, just because everybody was cold, and that's what me and Devon were saying. If it was just a little warmer, you know, it would have been a little bit. People would have been a little bit more comfortable. People may have stayed a little bit longer. And you're right, maybe eventually would have been like, all right, we've had our fill, we good, and been out. But it would have just felt easier and better for those people. Everybody kind of just hustled out because they were like, dang, it's cold, I'm out. Like, it's too much.
Hey, we for sure packed that shit up hella quick. I ain't even gonna front, like
exactly. People was hustling out because it was freezing.
Like,
hey, what type of cheesecake did she make?
It was good, Kaho. Ain't gonna front.
It was just
cheesecake
like
with strawberries on
it. Strawberry cheesecake. I'm gonna need how much is it gonna cost to get a cheesecake sent out here? Because
bruh, she taxing, dog. Talking about she gonna charge me $50. I was like, I don't even like you that much. Like, bro, she said $50. I think I was in like the joyous, like I was like caught up in the wave of the fucking wedding and shit. And I was like, I bet for sure. And I was driving home and I was like, she said $50 for a chase, bro.
She said she looking over me. She said she was joking.
I mean, that's fine. But at the moment, she was dead ass serious, looking me in my face. $50. I was like, okay, I bet. You feel me? Yes.
So I can cook. I can cook. I can bake. I can make my own damn cheesecake. But there's something in like, I do either of you two? I guess it's something I've never asked. Do either of you two cook, like at all?
Yeah, I have to be like in the mood, bro. I have to like see some shit. I have to see some shit and be like, you know what? I'm about to get down.
Like, yeah, but like,
I cook. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm like chefing, but I know my way around the kitchen. You give me some stuff to put together, I can put something together.
Would you put something together and be like, hey, I could take this to like the family dinner and somebody gonna give me some props?
Yeah, I have a meal or two where I can do that too.
This nigga love him some bacon mac and cheese, bro. I guess you feel me.
Yeah.
That's some IoT.
Black person don't like some bacon mac and cheese. Come on now.
I feel like I might be what's that shit? What is James? What is he again? What's it called?
An exception?
No, where he just like he don't like shit because everybody likes it. What's it called?
A hipster.
I might be a hipster in the regard to where when people just like, oh, adding bacon to something never ruins it. It only enhances. I don't believe in that.
You ain't never had bacon and ice cream?
Right, no, I'm not doing it. You like it?
I've never actually had it.
It's actually really fucking good. Like it's not what you're thinking. Like you don't fucking like fry up some bacon and then throw that shit on some ice cream hot and let that shit melt. Nah. You cook the shit crispy, cut it up, and then freeze it or let it cool, and then you put it in ice cream so that the temperature doesn't affect the actual ice cream, and you mix that shit up. It's actually really fucking good. It's like, I mean, I know you niggas like salty and sweet at the same time, right? It's that same thing. It's just ice cream.
I'm not sure if I'm all about salty and sweet, to be honest.
I think you saying you don't be eating them like what's that shit called? I know Walmart sells them like something nature something whatever the fuck, the green and orange boxes.
The Nature Valley bars?
Yeah. You don't like those? That's salty and sweet.
Not really. Nah, I really don't.
You a bitch. You got some bitch ass taste buds.
I just
you know what? You ain't allowed to come. Nah, you ain't allowed to come over with them plebeian ass taste buds.
Are you going into the store and I was like, fuck, I want some Nature Valley's bar? Like, no, that's some shit you find in the cabinet after a couple months. Like, okay, I guess I'll eat this.
Oh, y'all here clowning on your taste buds, though.
He always do this shit. I don't like. I'm not allowed to be different. Like this nigga, I don't get it. He's black and Mexican. He should just allow me to be different.
I would say something in response to that, but all I hear is, "Please, sir, can I have some more?" Like some poor ass boy ass bitch ass taste bud shit going on. I can't understand you, nigga.
The porridge, is that what it is? The porridge just get to you, brother.
Some gruel and shit.
Hey, we eat, bro. Look, I'm not saying that I wouldn't. I'm saying that in this specific scenario, for this specific set of topics that we're referring to, I'm ignorant, and I am okay with you blessing me with knowledge. So if I'm coming out there and you fucking feeding me all these exotic dishes and shit, then fine, I'm fucking with it. It's all good.
I don't know if bacon in ice cream is exotic, but all right.
We're speaking in relative terms, brother. If I'm plain Jane, then that's exotic to me.
All right, fair enough.
So I mean, I'm with that. What you typing, Io? What the fuck? Like, you got somewhere to be, nigga? You the one. You the reason why we still up at 8:45.
I mean, he ain't lying.
I'm gonna take that. You're right. I'm gonna take that. You are right. But on the bacon thing, like, just real quick, like, bacon and mac and cheese, like that's to me like the only way to even really have mac and cheese. I don't even know if that's really a black thing. Like,
it's not.
That's
I mean,
once
it's
you have bacon and mac and cheese, you don't want to go back to plain mac and cheese.
It's a staple addition now. It's like saying like say you was having a baked potato, right? You ain't got to put like butter and sour cream and chives and shit, and, cheese on this shit. You ain't got to. You can just eat the shit plain. But once people started doing it, it caught on like wildfire. And as somebody who worked in the food, food service industry, it is something. Like even in places where we had just mac and cheese, people would always request, "Hey, can I get some bacon in that?" All the fucking time. So we just put that shit right on the menu, upcharged that shit $1. People still bought that shit. It was only like 39 cents worth of bacon, but still. But yeah, that's one of those staple combinations that ain't going away. It's the lightning in the jar that got out, lightning in a bottle that got out. You can't put it back in.
Not lightning in cookie jar. I'll tune they got that already. You don't get that quick.
Oh, I got that.
Right.
So what's up? It's time for you to go out for dinner, my nigga?
It's just time for me to eat some dinner. It's almost 9 o'clock around here, so I'm just gonna go in the fridge and get some food and get.
You said around here like we live in different states or something.
Well, Kaho does.
No. I actually moved. I actually moved to California yesterday, so I'm actually here in the state. That's a joke, Io. But with that being said,
I know that.
That being said, we're gonna end it.
I'm not Steven.
We're gonna end it right there. Io, it's been nice to have you back on again. As always, our patron deity and, like Lord of the crops and shit like that. Make sure that we have a bountiful feast. Yep, Devon, thank you for your input. Your, I want to say 20-ish words. 17 words that you added to the conversation. Hopefully we can get the story out of you at some point. I think it'd be pretty amusing, at least due to the fact that you won't tell it. There's got to be something to it, right? There's got to be something to it. All right, so
we'll see.
Cool. That's all I can ask for. All right, so check us out on Twitter. We didn't have Steven here with us today, but he is still a part of this podcast, I guess. All of our shit will be down in the description below. I'll also link to Keiden's, aka Io's, Instagram. Check him out at AKEI_08, I believe, on Instagram. You want to see this nigga breaking Jinsei's ankles, check that shit out. We need to talk about that another time, by the way. If you like listening to us, hit the like button, subscribe if you really enjoy us, especially me. Really appreciate it to help us grow, and that's what we're looking to do right now. I think that's all the shilling I got. We just need.
I really wanted Devon to do the Altunde Skitty Bubble.
Is she gonna do it?
Be the cutest shit. Hell no, bro. Have you not assessed the person that she is?
Hey, tell her I'll pay her $50 for a cheesecake if she do.
She stepped away right now. She can't even do it if she wanted to. But even if she was here, she would not do that.
God damn it. Okay. All right,
We're gonna turn her into a fun addition. Don't worry. We're gonna work on it. We're gonna work on it.
Teacher.
This is our pet project now.
You know what her, like I said, you said, like Brandon said, you can assess her a little bit, and the fact that you don't even know y'all like that. That's another thing too. So once you get comfortable around her or whatever, you might be able to get her to do something like that. But until then, nah, she ain't doing stuff like that.
All right, fair enough. I guess that means Jinsei got to do it again. And this time, nigga, don't step away from your microphone when you're doing it.
Shut up. I tuned in. Skitty Bobo.